Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back. It is I. Hello, Dark Mage. How's it going? If you notice, I added a stream border, and this is entirely because of the amount of offerings to the dark gods that you guys have been doing. Congratulations, you corrupted the stream. Oh no! Oh, I forgot to pull my bot up. All good. I should have known one would come out immediately. Alright. Alright, I put one in for you so that it gets counted. All right. So, let's turn that off. Today, I will be painting some, whoops. There we go. Today, I will be painting some Mandalorian Super Commandos. Part of Maul's retinue. From Star Wars Legion. I had to start a bit late today because I was kind of finishing the prep for the models. I got two kind of ready. It is not the Gar Saxon, sadly. Gar Saxon won't be arriving until after June 19th. Because AMG hates me, I think. But it is a squad leader for the Super Commando squad. Just staying true to my name? Exactly. But yeah, so today, I think we will be doing a lot of the, like, painting the armor patterns of the Super Commandos, because they gotta also look like Maul. Like, we gotta do the Maul patterning on their armor as well. They can't just be red and black. Alright, so I did just prime these models. So hopefully I don't tear the primer. I'll try and be careful. I'm not going to be doing anything too aggressive. Like, I'm not going to be like wet blending or anything. So I should be okay. And as always, the first step, especially when you're painting models that are mostly black, is to give them a nice base coat of black paint. Too many unfinished projects. Nah, I feel ya. You're thinking about giving the Armageddon box a miss? Okay. I mean, that's fair. What I will say is that a lot of times with the release boxes, eBay gets flooded with like both like the full box and half box and like individual units from the box that are generally a pretty good price. Just because of the sheer amount of product that floods eBay. So first, you will probably have some time. Like if you don't get the box, of like a time of like maybe up to a year after the release, where you can probably find the models for a good discount. Like for Leviathan, I didn't buy any boxes from GW directly. I got them on eBay for cheaper than from GW, and then I sold off the Tyranid halves and like some of the other characters, you know, back into the eBay ecosystem. So it's pretty good. Now I will say, you know, disclaimer, I don't know if that'll change for this year. But, you know, if the trends stay the same, should be alright. And in particular, the non-Space Marine half tends to be cheaper. Now, the orc side of the box is pretty hyped this year, so I don't know if that'll stay the same, but... What about Miniswap? Miniswap also probably an option. Any hope that'll turn into something useful? I think it will turn into something useful. I don't know if it's there yet, though. Oh, I also forgot you live in the Holy Lands. Oh man, there's so many there's so many eBay deals that I'm like, oh, that's such a great deal on the Mini. And then it's like, it has to ship from England, so plus $40 in shipping. You know? My goodness. Yeah. I mean, one thing... Oh, no. One thing I would recommend is, like, maybe trying to reduce the number of projects you have. Like, for me, I have Eldari and Knights right now that are, like, my kind of two long-standing projects. And I think I'm gonna like get rid of my Caradron Overlords, and some other things just to like slim out my projects. To focus on the things that are like really exciting for me. It's gaining traction, but still a far cry from Facebook Marketplace or eBay. Yeah. That's the vibe I'm getting as well from Miniswap. All right, so I also found this kind of awesome, if I can get the glare out of the center of the screen, this awesome guy on Instagram that did like all of the Mandalorian helmets and like armor patterns. So I think I'm gonna go for this helmet pattern, and then yeah, this one right here, and then also this captain as well. The niche of trading bits, yeah. Getting specific bits on eBay does suck. I still haven't found a great way to like get bits. Yeah. The easiest way I found is just like begging people from my local game store for bits. And hoping that they're nice. I think certain factions have an easier time than others. Yeah. And the worst, and like, getting the cooler bits is always harder, because everyone wants them. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. So I'm starting with, as is my kind of new method for doing freehand, we're going to start with black and white and add color in afterwards. Yo, what's up, Wolf? How's it going? I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. Just painting up some Mandalorian super commandos here. I agree. I would enjoy that as well. Really, I'm here for any model that they'll give us, you know? Although I would think that they would give us something like pre-Vizsla. Before, like, Satine. The Mandalorians crashed my internet? Woof. But yeah, speaking of, Mandalorian models that they should give us, Pre Vizsla up there for sure. Casca Reeves. Obi-Wan in a Mandalorian suit. All great options. When you think about it, comparatively speaking, yeah. I mean, that's kind of why the Mandalorian Leaders box is so exciting, because it does give you like more. It gives you more. Give us Mandalorian Kenobi. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, we do there. There are kind of a lot. Like we do have like Ursa Wren, and we have Sabine. We're gonna be getting a new Sabine here shortly, supposedly. We have Gar Saxon. Rook Cast. It's all right. It's getting up there for sure. Low key, the best Mandalorian leader besides Satine. You think so? Yeah, I haven't seen the Ahsoka show yet, which is like, I need to get on that because it's been out for a bit. But sadly for sadly Mandalorians are just kind of stuck in they weren't plot relevant in any of the movies, so can't really rise to become a strong force in the galaxy. Type of deal. So they just kind of keep getting destroyed. And aren't really allowed to have strong leaders. Do we count Boba Fett as a Mandalorian? Not really. I think Jango was a child of the Watch, right? Kind of. But then, you know, Boba... He never really interacts with them at all. No, thank you. Go away. Gotta send away the heretics. Also, I've been on the hunt. Iden Vers. Yeah. Sadly, Star Wars Legion models are not as easy to find as like 40K models. The market's just not as big. Hey, what's up, Custodes? Don't look at the border on the stream. But just know it's Dark Mage's fault. So blame him. You have fault. Return to his light before it's too late. I am working on a Imperium one. But it's not ready yet. I think fault is kind of a harsh description for something akin to a that will kind of determine which stream border is up for the day. And I'll reset the count, you know, every once in a while to make it so it's not always chaos. Who knows? Maybe it'll be always chaos anyway, but gotta give the Imperium one a chance. Do not meet the Emperor after this life, a traitor and a heretic. Exactly. I've been saying that, you know? The nah. The helmet. The helmet pattern is giving me a bit of trouble here. Custodes is just turning into a like a Ministorum priest. Gotta recite all of the casually, yes. Gotta do what I can to reverse this. It's for the greater good. Yo. For sure, for sure. So, Custodes, I don't know if I asked you this, but, did you get any of the new release wave, Custodes? And are you looking forward to 10th? Alright, sorry. 11th? Yeah, pre-ordered them? Nice, 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 nice. Huge. Zealots and Heretics next stream? Alright, sounds good. I'll see you later, Wolf. Hope you have a great rest of your day. My to build pile is bigger than my to paint pile? Oof. It'd be like that sometimes. Alright, let's go for round 2 on this helmet. Another issue is, I can't see the back. Are there any pictures of the back of the helmet? Oh, here we go. Cosplayers for the win. I don't know how they figured out what the back of these helmets look like, but W cosplayers. Yeah, that's the funny quote unquote pro painted minis on eBay. They probably just screenshotted something from the show. Yeah. But that is a lot more work than I'm trying to do right now, so. Either this is a steal or the paint job's not that great. It will not be winning any competitions, yeah. Not exactly up to snuff, yeah. Is it at least hard plastic though? Cause like the really, really old Legion stuff is like soft plastic. And those models, like I don't know if those are worth getting, you know? It is hard plastic? Nice. think it was one of the first models to get brought into hard plastic. Got it. Old school metal minis? Hey, yo. Like, I know, like, the Corvus Belli Infinity, game is making, like, newer, pewter minis. So it'll be interesting to see, like, if we'll see a resurgence in like metal minis. I think the guy said it was from the late 90s. That's crazy. Who's trying to charge 150 for it? Chaos ain't my thing, yeah. You're trying to get the wrong person to buy that. Yeah. Collectors, models, things get really weird. $75 to $100. Yeah. There are, very few models, I think, that I would pay like a premium for. Mostly just because a lot of times GW will put out a new model that's just like objectively better than the older ones, right? So it's kind of like why why would I pay a premium for those older models? But that's just me. I do understand the whole collector's standpoint thing. Because there are some like limited release models for stuff that probably won't get a new model. But I wouldn't have wanted it personally, yeah. Is it just collector bragging thing? Yeah. Alright, I think I finally got the pattern like laid out on the head. A tank hatch commissar? Yeah. Although, honestly, they keep doing, like, the made-to-order releases of, like, the really old models. So, you actually might, like, be able to, like, I think there's a fairly good chance you'd be able to get one, right? If it's a popular model that's been out of print for a bit. I feel like those are the kinds of models that GW does for those made-to-order runs. They went out on made to order today? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to them, but I think it's nice that GW does that kind of thing because yeah, there are I feel like a good number of people that do want those older out of print models. Yeah, on top of the fact that I have enough projects already. I'm on the kind of the last highlight I think I'm gonna do here. Before I bring in the red. Had to obtain hydration. You know what? I appreciate the reminder. Let me do some hydrating too. All right, now let's look at bring in the red. Just checked how many hours I put into Cyberpunk the last 2 weeks. Hey, yo. Is it a lot? About 70 hours? Hey. You're cooking. Hey, yo. All right. It's a good game. I've heard great things about it. You know, aside from how it was at launch, but yeah, so I came to it now rather than at first release. Yeah, for sure. Like, buying games on release nowadays is kind of an L, honestly. So these are the acrylic inks. I think I'm gonna be using red and violet here. Violet for kind of the shadows, and then red, you know, for red. But funny but unplayable, yeah. Just a little bit. We're coming in nice and thin. Probably gonna take a couple of coats. That's okay. We heckin' love red. This color is nice. A barrier on the side of the road and flung me into the river? I didn't even ask what we're painting. So this is a Mandalorian Super Commando. It is a Star Wars Legion model, and it's specifically kind of from the Clone Wars era of Star Wars, where these are like where Maul took over Mandalore for a hot sec. So these are like Maul's Mandalorian army kind of deal. And so their armor gets kind of painted up in that same black and red pattern. Which is pretty sick. That's why they have horns? Yup. That's why they have horns, and that's why I kind of did a very specific pattern on their armor. Alright, now I'm gonna come in with some violet here. And we're gonna work this into like a bit of a shadow color. To bring a bit of depth. All right. I'm thinking this is not a bad place to leave the red right now. Might have to come in for like a little bit more highlighting in the future. But I like how the pattern turned out on both like the head, the shoulder, and the chest. Which means it's time to work on the black, because I think black is like most of the rest of the model is black. So I did this a little bit on my Jango Fett model here. I don't know how well it's gonna show up on stream, but if you can see, his pants and like cloak thing I did in like a bluish black, and then the undersuit for his armor I did with purple. So they aren't the same. Focus, please. Thank you. They're both like black mostly, but the undersuit for the armor should be like a little bit warmer than the black for his like pants and cloak, which should make it just like a little bit different. So I think I'm gonna do a similar thing with these guys, where like, you know, I'll be painting multiple blacks. So maybe like the pants and undersuit for the armor, maybe I'll paint with like the more a little bit purpley black, and then like the armor, the black armor, I'll paint with a little bit bluish black. So that way, you know, we're getting distinctly different blacks, even though most of the model's the same color. We're gonna break it up a little bit. At least that's the vision. Looking good? Thank you. Yeah, I like how Boba turned out. He turned out good. Although I might need to speed things up a bit, considering I spent the entire stream painting just the red armor pattern on one model. When I have approximately 40 Mandalorians on pre-order. So, might need to figure out a way to speed things up on that front. Respect the vision? Yeah, and like the, you know, first model takes a bit longer because, you know, you got to figure some things out. Like, you don't have a process down. Boba and his bonking stick? Hell yeah. Although, that stick has already broken like 3 times. That thing is so fragile. Ugh. I high-key wish he didn't have it, just so that it would stop. Like, if you look at it sideways, it'll break. Oh, man. Alright, I think I'm gonna end stream here for the day. Yeah, as always, thank you all for watching. And hopefully I will see you all next time. I'll probably be painting the same models, just kind of finishing things up. This guy, if you didn't notice, only has one arm. That's because I've kind of spied out some extra bits in the boxes that I pre-ordered that I'll be using for this model. So his arm is in the mail. And by in the mail, I mean won't be shipped out until June 19th. So you'll likely see a couple of Mandalorians with missing limbs, but yeah, hopefully, like I said, hopefully I'll see you all next time, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye!